Welcome. I am Brigitte Power. I'm a metaphysician, and I am from Medicine Woman Solution, where your soul has the solution. And today's show, I always ask Barry, what are we going to talk about today? And there's going to be several things. So pay attention. I can't really supposed to sing or because of, not supposed to. Facebook will like delete or whatever. So I figured, how am I going to talk about this? So you guys are going to help fill in the blank. You're going to hopefully help me to. So I'll give you a couple of key words and see if you can guess what song it is. I just wanted to put it out to people. When we were younger, this is completely separate all of a sudden. When we're younger, my mother was in her 50s when she had got cancer. My father in his 30s when he got cancer. And DNA does not, the genetic aspect, it's not even real anymore. This was what we used to believe. It's not even real anymore. That we have evolved from it. And now it's more of a quantum field epigenetics of understanding that your DNA is just the blueprint and your environment controls your DNA. So if you're going to copy the same type of behaviors that your parents did and you haven't resolved them, you could easily follow in their steps. But what does it boil down to? Beliefs, fears, and it is in reactions and OMGs. Dr. Hammer talked completely about how cancer has everything to do with having a traumatic crisis in your life that marks your brain. And when that occurs, then it would hit the corresponding body part. So it's the DNA. Only the expression of the DNA has everything to do with how your environment occurs and how you react to it, how you are in the environment, how you are responding, behavior, how you cope, handled, and deal. What do we do here? We're here to help you understand that you can learn how the 4 ingredients to life: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, how to heal yourself, self-empowerment. It's about helping you take in more control of what's going on, and you can heal those things that you thought you couldn't. They have been doing extensive work and just thought alone, placebo effect, the gratitude, the spontaneous remissions. There is more validity than was before. So why did I bring that up? Because now we're in our 50s and we have a tendency to copy, because the first 7 years of our life is about just deep programming, deep programming, and what we saw and how they responded and how we responded. We do this. So this is why you have to become awake and aware. Okay? Just so you're fully aware that you do have some form of control, because your DNA does not dictate whether you get it. There's only a certain percentage before you're born that the DNA is affected, but that's such a small percentage. The rest of it has to do with us. How we're programmed, how we deprogram ourselves, how we respond, how our environment is, what do we put up. It's all about stress. It's all about the potential hydrogen in our body. If it's too acidic, so here's the thing. If you can emotionally and mentally learn how to move the energy in your body, especially in your brain area, your body will start to respond in favor to helping you. If you learn how to get heart-brain coherence, that's another thing. So do start studying about the new science. It's not anything stupid. It's just that the people hate change. But the old information is very fearful and it makes you have less control. So do use everything in your toolbox, including doctors and everything. I'm not saying that. Do not put me in that category. I use all the tools in my toolbox when it is appropriate and necessary. But when we sit there as when we were kids seeing, oh my God, so here I am in my 55s and I watched my sister do the exact same thing. She become a certain age. She copied mom's energy field and she got cancer and da-da-da-da-da. Right down to the car accident my brother had and where it crushed his sternum. She did too. So what memories do you keep repeating you need to heal out? You can change these patterns. So now that I'm at a certain age, they say, oh, you're supposed to go get this, do that, and this and that. But it is the stream flows of businesses, doctors, and other places that says this is how they are here to help you maintain, do things, and this is how we operate as a whole in what's called society. But do you have to take on certain fears? No. Because when you begin to do research and talk to the doctors, or you talk to these people, you're going to find out that not everyone is going to be showing up the same way. Their education, or the way they understand and apply the education, the way that they only need to have maybe just get out of school, and now they're doctors, and we give all our power away. I have a new course coming up called Awaken to Authenticity, which helps you find your sovereignty. But we have a tendency to give our power away to everything, because that was what we were taught. There's an authority. Oh, give your power away. You have to be nice to your elders. You have to, you have to respect your elders. You have to do this. And we're in a world of change because we are changing out of that old belief systems, old way of thinking, and the inner evolution. It is time for it to begin. Do you understand? This is what my movement, my part, my small thing is. But it doesn't matter how small, if it helps one person to become happy, joyful, and to recover by discovery is the recovery, everything, then I say, thank you, Spirit, for I have helped you. I have done my best to serve. So here's the thing. Now that I've got that part out of the way, because it was really bothering me, is that now there's more people in the room. What I want to do is understand Facebook doesn't allow certain algorithms such as singing. So let me just explain to you. I went on my trip, and we went down to Tasmania, and there is a place where they built this convict area called Port Arthur, and they would, terrible. There were guards and there were prisoners, right? Well, it was isolation. There was just debauchery. There's all of these things. There's starvation, beatings, things before humanitarian came into place. And so I'm like, oh, well, okay, I understood it was at times. I literally felt like I was going back. I could feel, you can see the different times. Like you can see the hairs in the 70s, the clothes in the 70s, and everything in the 80s and the 90s. Well, I could feel how they were dressed and how they were doing things. And well, we ended up going to Eagle Neck, part of the Eagle Neck. I can't remember what it's called. And Eagle Neck Bay, I think it was. And there was just happened to be this port. Now, nothing really seemed to affect me. I think my shields were up and all of that. And we get to this part and I'm like, oh, let's stop here. We stopped there and we were just looking at the beauty. And me and my husband, we like to walk to the end of the pier. This was a short pier. But during that time, there would have been a lot of slaves and guards, and their Captain Morgan was their energy exchange of money. There was a lot of, lack for a better word, prostitution. And so there was just all of this there. And so I'm stepping out and I'm like, ooh, I could feel all these things. Yes, that's it, Eagle Hawk Neck. And so I'm looking at the rocks. I'm looking at all of this beautiful plant life that's coming out of the water, and it's kind of like rubbery. And I'm thinking, how cool. I start taking pictures, and all of a sudden I was completely aware, just like when I do the show. Okay. And I swear they know how to talk to me with song now. And all of a sudden I just wanted to break out in song. Okay, is Carter here? That's the cool. That's the thing. I don't know if that would even trip Facebook into saying, nope, cancel her or not. Do you know that tune? And I'm just going to break it up. Now, they use the word governor instead of king. Okay. So they were crossing 2 or 3 songs, because by the time I belted out, I realized that's 3 songs in a row. Hold on, I'm really confused. And so anyways, it was just like I could feel it. I'm like, oh my God. And then it made the scene. So it's like if I were in a movie, I could actually see the set. I could see the people. I could smell them. I like, oh, and so then I'm walking by and all of a sudden I look and I see like dead bodies in the water. That one took me back because I'm like, was that real? Oh, no. I'm like, no. It's not. It's okay. And so I started to go into that seventh plane space to look at everything from a different form of grid. So it's not that I'm looking down at people, I'm looking at a different grid. So as I'm walking and I'm like, I'm like, oh, I know my husband was somewhere. But yes, your mother was playing my hair this morning, of course, absolutely. We finally settled on this, but you can't type on the live? Oh, you got to be joking. At least I got to see you there. Okay, so the reason I brought Carter in is because Carter's the song woman. And so it's like, you know what? I'm just going to say it. Okay. All right, now it's going to be a bunch of songs mashed together because this is how... okay, wait, I'm not going to do that. Just stop. So there is a rule in my house. Okay. So after I'd done that, I wrote all these things down. I left, I come back home and that was it. I completely forgot about it. And the rule in my house is that my office is like the TARDIS. On this side of the room is all the non-fleshies. Over here is the archangels and things like this that want to communicate. Up here is more of an alien intelligence, the life. It also can be the ones that have never incarnated. So your board of directors and all of these other things. And usually the animals are at my feet. Trees talk to me too. So, I have all those behind me. So this is the rule that if I were going to go back into doing this, to do not try to scare the shit out of me. Okay. I've had the most strangest things, bizarre things happen. No big deal. I've had non-fleshies text me and but it'll come out not clear. And I'm like, yep. Or I had this one phone they notoriously kept using. It was a flip phone. And then they would call me and I'm like, God damn it. And I knew it. I could tell it. And it was like, as soon as I would hear, I couldn't focus on that in ego and fear. It was, hey, I'm Grandpa. I need to talk to I'm aware of it. Okay. Well, I kept hearing these songs just lightly, quietly in my back and my mind as I'm throughout the rest of the house. Did not put the connections together. So we're remodeling. So down at the end of the hall, we have a second bathroom. And the window in there just lets all the light in. So when the crack of dawn comes, I can tell in my bedroom, which is way down the hall. So I'm like, oh, that's open. So I shut it, right? And before I shut it, I go, oh, I got to dust. And then I go to shut it. I go, and I open back up. Yeah, okay, yep, I need to come in here and dust. Okay, and I shut it. And I remember that clearly. I shimmied down the hallway, went to bed. So about 6 o'clock in the morning, or when the light started to shine, I thought, what? My pineal gland kicked on. It was like, there's light coming in. It's time to wake up. I'm like, no, it's not. It's too early. I'm looking. I go to the hallway, and that door is wide open. I said no, and it was supposed to get my attention. Ugh. Went and shut it, went back to bed. Then I just kind of like, today it was the midnight special. Shine a light on me. Okay, I'm trying to not do it without being arrested by Facebook. I'm like, I'm singing it. I'm in the house walking around. My body's grooving to it. Midnight special. I'm like, oh, I wake up and become mindful that I'm singing and dancing. So I go look up the lyrics, and basically it's like all the hard work at night. You just go grab a woman and, all that good stuff. So now I'm walking another part of the house. I'm completely getting ready. Joy to the world. All the... yeah, and then like, oh, caught my attention right away. I'm like, and they hit the sweet spot. The same frequency they picked up when I was down at the pier, I felt it. I said, oh, it's you guys. It's you guys. Because when I was down at the pier, I felt everybody in that time period. I was like, I was walking among their time period, invisible, but I could see everything that was going on. I could smell everything and all of that. And I said, my first thought and ego, did you follow me home? And then Spirit says, get out of your ego. I said, oh, you found me. You found how to tune in, didn't you? I said, so I take it you boys want something. And it's like, yes. And if you were to follow the songs, now, if I were the king of the world, I'd tell you what I'd do. And I already warned my husband. I said this show might be canceled, or this is where I need to actually record. Shit. Oh, I didn't record the first part. Well, I'm going to have to hit record now.
Recording in progress.
Dang it. Should have done it all. Yeah. Okay. So these songs were coming through. Oh, here's another one. Ride along in my automobile. Like, and there was just so many. And I'm like, what? And they were trying to tell me that when I was walking in their space in time, I didn't say time and space, I said space in time, even though it was my time fixed state, I was aware that I had gone back into that slipstream of time, and they could see me. But then now I've come back to my time, and they come in. They're like, now we can see you, and you can hear us. I know you can, and it reminds me of Ghost Town, was it, with Ricky Gervais? Where they seen you, and I've already made this deal with Spirit. I don't want to see him. Oh, that's right. TikTok will have an awesome, not TikTok. I don't want one. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take and we're going to talk to them because they were like, oh, when does your show start? I said, you're just going to have to be patient. You're just going to have to be patient. So they're here. They're giving me song. They're giving me tunes. And it's all about, because when I first started to walk by down in the pier, it was like, ooh, sexy woman. And I'm like, I thought, no, wait a minute. Right, so I had to separate that space and time and space. And I realized that as I was looking at the corner of my eye, I could literally see that the women that were there for that reason. After a hard day's night, that was another song. Oh my God. All right. And so let's talk to them. So I don't want to say, yeah, you just, well, people used to come to me and I would see how they died, or I would see how, no, I don't want to do that anymore. Oh God, I so want to belt it out. I mean, if you've ever seen how they want to move me, they will make my voice, because years ago, they could communicate with my voice and everything, tone, octave, everything would change. And it's like, ooh, not sure if I like that. So that's why I've always protected it. So yeah, while we're waiting, we have several things. Those that have wanted to understand, we do play that stars game. So that's a chance to win an opportunity to get onto my show for 8 minutes. 100 stars, get your name into the drawing. You can go up to 2 names in one drawing to see if you can double your chances. Today is also the first of the month. And that means the drawings we have the drawings coming up. We have 2 wheels that we can spin and a couple things that I've already done ahead of time, as well as, I can't remember. But anyway, I'm not a toy. I know I'm not. But anyway, Charlie tried the other night, my bird. Is sitting into the, and I knew that they were crossing the line, trying to be really respectful, but they were just like, I'm like, you don't have no such thing as time. Why are you showing me impatience? And but they were standing at the edge of the door and they wouldn't come into the bedroom. And Charlie looks over and goes, oh, you coming back? You coming back? I'm like, quit talking to him and encourage him, Charlie. He's like, oh, you coming back? And he could see him. And he's like, oh, you're gonna fly. I'm like, Charlie. And I love that bird, but man, I can tell when he's talking to the fleshies, and it's like, oh no, I'm offline, guys. I'm offline. How many stars to do 3 minutes? Because 50 cents is really cheap for 2 minutes, but if you want 3 minutes, if you can give me 150, that would be good. We can probably do that. I think Spirit wouldn't mind that. Wait, is that right? I got to figure out. Does that sound about equivalent? I haven't even figured out how to do the math. I'm in Spirit space right now, which means if we were to break down 8 minutes, because I gave a deal for 2 minutes, 1 minute is usually free, but because I'm not doing that as much, then, okay, so what is the math? I can't do math. I'm really trying to do math. That's not lighting up in my head right now. Let's see. If we break it down, yeah, because that was a deal. So 1 minute was free, 2 was for 50 cents, which was nothing. And we can't really use 100 because unless you wait, 100 will give you shouldn't give you a 2, but it didn't. So that's why I would say I didn't want to do that 3. I'm gonna say, so if I use it in equivalent of dollars, actually, if you use it as equivalent of dollars, then you can still give them that deal. The first one's there, and then $2, so 200 coins. Is that what it'd be? Is that how the equivalency of coins, pennies, and things are? Because they're going, yes, we can accept that. So, so if that sounds like it's too much, then I'm sorry. 200 coins, stars, 200 stars equals, I think they're a penny each, whatever. We'll get you 3 minutes. I need to write this down if I'm going to declare it. Let's see. 3 minutes is 200. And I know that sounds like, well, but it's a deal. So 2 minutes is 50 cents, which is a deal because I was trying to keep 100. Maybe I should just change that, and it should be 50 cents should be 150. No, 100. That'll confuse me because I'm trying to read it. Okay, so we'll do 200 stars is for 3 minutes. I think 200 is fair. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Now, what should be 2 minutes then? Because I just threw that out there. I can't do math when I'm in spirit space because they look jumbled. They're trying to do an equivalency to energy, and I'm really can't find a pen. That's my problem. I found a pen, but it doesn't work. That's just silly. Yeah, if you guys can help me out figuring this out, that would be good. But when you really hear music, so it makes me wonder. Oh, thank you, Nita. So, Carter, when you hear music, is it talking to I feel like you use it to run away from things or to cover up things. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I mean, well, I'm not thinking it. It went ding, ding, ding. So that must mean that it's, okay. So 100 gets you into the game. 150 is 2 minutes, and 200 is 3 minutes. I think that's fine. That'll work. So we got 200 automatically. So 200, I got to make sure that is, we have Alicia. Birthday girl. There's something going on. And I think it was with Alicia. I don't know. I can feel it. So Amanda. Awesome. And Nita. I'm sorry. I got it out of thing because I didn't see it. But remember, 100 gets you into the chance to get into the wheel. And it just tells me when I hardly get people there, is like, they don't really, they don't want to be on TV. It makes me wonder. I don't want to go to conclusion or assumption, but it reminds me of, hey, we don't really want to be seen or heard. But when you do come on, I totally appreciate it because it helps with the definitely. Why did I discover how to send stars? Why did I just discover? Because you need it. Spirit will always line up some amazing things. Whew. Okay, what was I doing? I can't even remember now. Talking to the boys. Oh, what did you do? Have a lunch break? Get back here. You bothered me. You've been bothering me. This is what? I've been home for 2 weeks. This is about at least 3 weeks they've been here. They finally get to tune in by keeping their distance. Well, they're horny as F. Let's put it that way. But that was the only way that they could get to me was through the songs. And I was like, wait, what? They said the music back then. Yeah, I wouldn't have got it. I wouldn't have got it. That makes sense. And so I'm going to just say how many are here. There's 2 that are talking. Okay, don't talk over each other. I'll allow you both to communicate if you want. One is a 13-year-old boy, so he goes, brother, brother, brother. Hey, brother. Okay, stop. And then the other one was 25. So I feel like these 2 brothers had, they came to the port for work. They got in trouble from, I see a guard that had thought that they were doing something wrong and they couldn't explain themselves. So if you understand the penalties and the strictness of back in the day, Port Arthur was terrible. I mean, like if you steal a loaf of bread, you get thrown in the colonies. And it was just where the lower class, from my understanding, was that when England did not know where to put them because they were lower class or it's their form of welfare, they threw their ass into jail or they put them into this, shipped them off to Port Arthur. And then after they worked for so many years being in the prison, and if they didn't kill themselves, because of the isolation, the treatment and all of that, and if they tried to escape, then they would have shark infested waters because they would deliberately put, from my understanding, what is shark bait food out there so that if anybody tried to swim across, then yum, they would get fed. Then there's this one long road, and I can't remember the name of the road, and where they would put dogs there. So if you tried to come through this to get across to the other part of, so it's like a tip of a little tiny island off to get back into Tassie. So it's all the same thing. But anyways, there was guards on duty. So if you weren't attacked by the dogs and you weren't ate by the sharks, then you try to go through the woods and the joke that, oh my God, going to Australia is deadly. Yes, because of the deadly snakes, the frogs, the all the other critters that are out there. They you were food. And then if you didn't understand what a rainforest looks like, the bramble, to try to get through, and so once you're free, then you get a chance to take and roam around and create homes wherever, because you couldn't go back to the motherland. So I think that's why they made all those curvy ass roads. Oh, drive me crazy. But so go, look up Port Arthur. Look up Port Arthur. And so, what about us? Okay, I'm sorry. They just wanted to say that they're innocent, and the boy, from my understanding, the boy was born here, and the who is that to you? Is that a brother? Was that a father or an uncle? That was your uncle. Oh, okay. So the reason he used brother is because he's younger. He's using the word brother, meaning younger in this sense. And they just happen to Well, let's just say they wanted to get a midnight special. um, oh, it is such a scary drive, isn't it? I mean, during that time period, if you think about if it's like, wow, yeah, I don't even want to explain that. But anyways, they said, don't forget about us. Okay, so they think that okay, so the 25-year-old apparently had a girlfriend, and it's like he assumes that I can talk to her. I says, if you're talking about that time period, I'm sorry, she's probably dead. And I'm asking some other persons, they can verify. They said yes. I said, so you can't seem to connect with her on the other side? Yes. Why are you earthbound? Oh, that's not right. I'm gonna ask you guys. Is this no? Um, okay, so he's doing a scandus, which means he's a part of him is he keeps repeating the last day of his life, the repeating of the last day of his life. He says, the man that was floating face up in the river, that was me. I said, okay. And oh my God. Apparently he was drunk and lost his footing and clunked his did you clunk your head or break your neck? He doesn't remember. He just remembered because I feel something here, but I also feel like there was information that he hasn't had that he's repeating. He's stuck in this recycle of repeating. And I said, so you made it to the other side? Yes. Then usually when that happens, you don't get stuck. I'm not understanding what you're asking. I'm gathering parts of myself. You're gathering parts of yourself. Oh, so you're giving me a part of something to do with the other side I've never seen before. So are you a runner from a particular life? Oh. So, holy crap. So are you saying that you are not the same personality that was back at the pier? No. But you want to access that information from that time of the pier? Yes. And you are do you have a living pulse? You're astral traveling? Sorta. Okay, you in deep meditation, hypnosis. Yes. Oh. Are you even of this timeline? You don't know. You can't tell. So somebody that's in hypnosis is asking a psychic. Oh my God, that's funny. I can't remember the name of the pier. It was just a small little pier, but it was over by Eagle. Lucia wrote it down. Eagle Hawk Neck or something like that. But it was over in that area. I can't remember. Where's my time? Okay, sorry. Okay, so if you're under hypnosis, then I can't really tell you the year. You can already see it by the clothes. Look at that. Yeah, you know what rum tastes like. Yes, it was a Jamaican type thing. Did you? Okay, so you want me to help you to remember something. Oh, then the 13-year-old. Why is the 13-year-old here? Because I'm connecting. Was that 13-year-old you? No. This was your like nephew. Okay. You just remember him being at the pier. So is that why he's here, but he's faded? Yes. You want me to help you understand. So, okay. So bits and pieces. So I'm seeing like a guard. So you're wondering if you were murdered or if you were, yes, if you or yeah, you didn't just fall in. Yes. Okay. He says, so I'm going to hold that energy space for you so you can start to discover things yourself. We're just going to increase that energy space and so you can connect with it. Oh, he got something. He got like a realization. Okay, so all he can do is access part of my filing cabinet, and you know how you would use a bobby, the stick. I feel like somebody was on guard. I feel like somebody was um, patrolling. No, it was a righteous thing. They were drunk. I feel the guard was drunk. I feel like the guard was not on duty, but the guard felt like he had the right to do things. And for some reason, he took it upon himself to misunderstand what's happening, because I'm looking through a particular part of how the guard was looking. He's not on duty, so can't call it a guard. Security, yeah, whatever. He says, you walked through that night. I did. Okay, he got distracted by a female and he was drunk. Okay, the one that got killed, and I believe it was murdered, because he says, I was looking at her, and apparently I reminded him of her, and because I ended up walking almost in the same steps as she was doing, because when I got towards the okay, so basically the drunk came up to him and was doing his riot act. So this is one part of the scene. He was like telling his nephew run, because there's still, you have to obey the law. There was something else going on. He says, but that split second I saw her. So did you ever have relations with her? No. I could feel she was part of my soulmate. I'm looking. So why are you under hypnosis? To heal something? Yes. I just want to connect with my soulmate. I want to connect with that. I could feel that I haven't met her yet, and it's many lifetimes, many personalities. Yeah. Okay, I'm on the pier. I do see. Yes, the eyes did connect. She did witness, and she scurried because she got scared, and I can feel her leaving. Because I think the guard killed you. The drunk ass man that thought he had authority, I think he killed you. I can feel you being totally fine. And when you turned your head and your eyes locked with her, it was that moment of when the hesitation, like when you're driving into traffic, you hesitate and then you try to take off and then you get hit. So you don't ever hesitate. He says, but it was worth it. Wow, you guys really bonded, you and the chick. Did she... Okay, I can feel in her, yes. So you guys, I feel like, okay, I feel like you two have been trying to draw near each other. So I feel like you're more of a twin flame. You're both, but you have some more lessons to learn. But the thing is that you're growing tired of this. And so that's why you've gone through this. One, I do feel and see from the perspective of this is that, yes, the drunk ass authority figure smacked you in the head. And then when you fell off, I feel like because your head was turned one way and it had hit the post or whatever it is, it kind of did something to like break your neck. Something occurred, because I can see the hide bone cracked or the hide bone. And then I seen the floating in the water. Now, that's when I see the drunk ass. So the 13-year-old ran one way. The drunk ass was looking for if anybody saw what he had done. But yet at the same time, he just was in a rage. Like, who's next? She took off. And then it starts to dissipate. But what you wanted was that. But what you also wanted was, did you guys connect? Yes, there was the entanglement cord between your guys' energy is that you have, the one thing about a soul is that it is like your yin to my yang, okay? It's not about that you complete me. It is that you're looking for parts of yourself. But there is this way to bridge it together so you can have what's called duality, or you have your mate. some regardless of what sexual parts of a JJ or a penis. It's you're connecting, and you just wanted to know if there was a moment. Yes, and I'm just going to hold this sweet spot, that energy field, so that you and your brain can, like how you found me, you want to find her. So you just happen to find me instead. And it wasn't me. No, I just happened to be there. Oh, what the hell was that? Energetically, because I see you're working with somebody that does energy work, I'm just going to say, make your lips say, work on my root chakra, open that up. Because you can't find home. And when your root chakra is not functioning or vortexing out the way it's supposed to, in this way, you can't find home. You can make home anywhere, but you just can't find home. And I feel like a lot of this is that because you did not, yeah, it was that time and space that was very much frozen. Is there anything else that you want from me that could help? You're looking at your root chakra. You want to know something. Because they're asking. Tell them that the quantity of physical energy is left at the root place, and which was the pier. So call the energy back home. Say, call my energy back from that place. So we're going to, there you go. Tell them that the base of the neck was about the sense of self and who were you within the society. And to that point, you believed all the lies, and now it's time to find truth. So kind of line up to that higher truth. The root chakra seems to be spinning as very open and active, receptive in this life. With more of the receptive side more developed, the perception of reality is based towards receptivity. So you're ready to receive the feminine yin side of that duality. Your counterpart, which was your fifth chakra, has to do with that it is in negative chaos. It's in a counterclockwise spin. It's not even cooperating with that first chakra, so you're not able to birth the way you want to communicate. That's not what. Tell them you got to stop caring what other people think. If they're good, they'll help you to heal that out. Because the base, from what I can see, is that the back part where it was cracked is that it stops you from carrying out. See, and this is that mission, because I can feel your eyes locking with her. So you're not the ability to carry. If you are working with a healer, tell them that you need to heal out. I can't be confident because my heart will be crushed. My heart is crushed, and that is what you have to heal out, is the feeling and sensation of that. You're welcome. Okay. Why am I in the water? Okay, I'm in the water. row, you boat. That's funny. That's all you needed me for. Is that why you followed me home? Or not followed me home? That's why you connect. Yeah. Okay. All right. Now that was the most strangest, bizarre. I can still feel it, but that is very strange and bizarre. But anything and all things possible, and that because I believe that and I hold that and I understand that, that's not a big deal for me. So what's going on here? Somebody's having a conversation over in TikTok. That's good. Hello, all of you at Clapper. Okay. So, a lot of interesting things today. This is why the show was basically said, I'm talking to the non-fleshy. It makes sense because at one point they're dead, but the next point, because I didn't really know what to call it. So they were basically getting a hypnosis. See, why does it sound like it's impossible but possible? Because one of the things I do is I see all of these energy cords that are they're variables about your choices, and you have choice points in each point. I also see in more in the quantum field. So I'm looking at the seventh plane, looking down and looking and accessing. I can access these certain fields. And so I don't sit there and go, that can't happen, and then dismiss it. I sit there and say, just, surrender to that particular part of the field. It was interesting. Good. I was wondering how that would look. And so basically, from my understanding, now that I'm really accessing it, this makes more sense though. So the soul is alive in a particular time period. I can't tell if they're where they are here. I just can feel that they are alive again. So they got reborn again, looking for soul pieces to help with their physical, but their main thing was to find the female, the love of their life. And I think that's why they went under. And the two parts of the chakras that were evidence of issues back in that time was the same issues that they're having in this time. So, yeah, give me a report of what you think, and strange things can happen. Trust me. But at the same time, you don't have to judge them. You just live in discernment. So you missed the beginning. Yeah, you probably will have to watch it. Yeah. All right. So there is all these different things. And if you have an opportunity, I'm going to start to bring in the drawings before we go on to the minutes of readings. Oops, before I can do that, I have to go get him. So that means I got to find my file. Here we go. So some of them I had, because there were so many people that did these things. What do you want to put it? I did something different because now I can put it on my machine, type everything in, and it gives me who it is. Robin has got her name into the drawing as well. So we only have a few people, so your chances are really good that you get a chance to win 8 minutes with me. Again, you don't have to have video. You can have audio, which helps everybody around. And that's a good thing. That is a good thing when you can able to do just that. And it said open with, and we'll do that one. And yeah, there we go. And so we have 2 wheels, and we have 3 particular different things I did different. And we will again do this. There we go. Alrighty. So we have, every time you go put out the sharing, I do my best that if you share more publicly, I'm able to access those. Now, so sometimes I can tell that you put them on your wall. But I can't tell everybody, so I do my best to gather. Oh, I'm so happy, Nita. That was beautiful witness. Thank you. Thank you. That's good to hear. So people share. And you've been sharing wonderfully, and you've been sharing out. And so I appreciate all of you. So sharing is caring. So because you shared, I want to give you a reward for that. And which means I got to find the right screen. So the sharing aspect, Linda B. Love. The winner is Linda B. Love. Sharing is caring. So every time she shared out that video, her name got into a drawing. So I've learned to uniquely code certain things, put it into that, what do you call that? That green thingy. So it's not Word, it's the other one. And do the random, and it picks. And so therefore, Linda B. Love, you have won. And so what does she win? Because she wins 15 minutes on the air with me. Linda. There you go. So let me go find the next one. And we have mentions. Now, mentions is where you would take and you can make memes. You can take and repost my show. And when you do that, you have to put at or however, Medicine Woman Solutions. So it's highlighted. So I will get the notification. And then when I get the notification, then I'm able to put your name in the drawing. So the winner is, and hopefully you all see that, is April Lynn. I mean, this chick has went out of her way to mention me. She's taken, now that I'm learning to make an event sheet, she's been sharing that as well. So everybody's, again, I type in as much as I can, and therefore this is it. So April Lynn. Now, when you do a mentions, it's a chance to win 8 minutes on the air with me. So April Lynn, you have won a chance to be with me on the air. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you very much for sharing on the page, my business page. Wonderful. So thank you so much for doing that. So we're going to go on to the next one. And the next person that won is called Bring a Friend. Now, these are people that you bring your friend with you, and they let me know, and your friend gets 2 minutes, and you get your name into a drawing. So in this case, it is Bring a Friend. The winner is Amy. Amy has gone on to TikTok, and she has told everybody, and she has shared, she has brought people onto the lives, she's done this and that, and therefore her, other people have done too, but not a lot, but other people have done too. But again, I put your name in several times, and therefore this is the result. So what does Bring a Friend give you? Bring a Friend, when you do that, you have a chance to win 10 minutes on the air with me. So congratulations, Amy. All right, now we're going to turn to the wheel. And hopefully my moderator we're in alignment with that. That would be awesome. Let me take this down here. And look at all you beautiful people. Yes. Now I got to get into what they call my inbox. And so I can see if my mod has sent me the information. So let's find out if my mod has sent it. And I don't see it, mod. Where are you? So as soon as my moderator is able to send me these two, maybe she sent them to the other place. Oh, la 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 la. Oh, watch that be the only one that they take out. All right, so I have to wait for my mod to catch up with me. Oh, I didn't even check to see if my mod was here. Don't assume people, don't take people for granted, and do your best to make sure. So while we're waiting to find out when the wheel is that people have paid for 3 minutes. How do you pay for 3 minutes? You send me 200 stars, and we can go from there. So here we go. The first person up is Alicia. So, you shared with me the other day, which was great, and I can feel this coming into more of alignment. So we're looking at how this progress report has begun to notice that you're looking at your reactionary behaviors. And because of your reactionary behaviors, as you're starting to get more epiphanies, instead of just being on the inside going, oh my God, that hurt. Oh, I need to stand up and grow. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I actually respond this way. So you're shifting and seeing a different mirror, and without having to be mean to yourself, without the denigration, and now, but you're also not really trusting that process because you haven't really seen life from that view, but you're beginning to. So Spirit wants you to understand that there's something behind the mask that you have. Now, if Alicia Garcia, if you had the question, which I can't remember if you had, then ask now, okay? But the mask. And I said, well, Are you trying to say, yes, they want her to work on one mask, and that's how she says towards herself that she's bad, wrong, and how she keeps hearing the filter is that when she hear people say, well, you can't do that, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't have, how it hurts you, how it affects you, how it's like, now some people are just dumb bitches and nasty people and whatever, and they say things to hurt, but then there are some people that are your friends, are this, that are telling you that they, same thing. You're like, but that can't be true. And I says, okay, what's this about? It's called the filter. The filter is that when we begin to look through certain things, we will take and bring that to the table with everybody. It's time to take that down and heal out that part that says, no, they all said that. And it is, I'm not weak. So the first person that was nasty, the first person that criticized, the first person that, that you feel like you lost your power, it was around about 5 months old. How you're going to know this is that you're going to notice how repetitively you feel like you lose your power. It is one thing I hear is that when people start to, you grew up with people that sour graped. And so then there's a certain amount of controlling, and you've always had to fight for your rights. Okay? You had to fight for your rights. There's only one problem there, is that your reaction, you've been living in a reactionary state. So the next time you pay attention with spirit, notice that you have this, feels like that they're saying it's a weakness, or they're pointing out just so they can control you. And then you had to, after you hit 13, you started to do a rise, but you didn't really rise until you got older. So around L3D is that I want you to feel like you had to turn off. I have no empathy for these people, and I feel like there's actually a weakness that they think they're actually saying. So left wrist, third position, nice and deep. Okay. So now Alicia Garcia, thank you very much for the 200 stars to get your 3 minutes. Now I'm going to look on over to that. All that says is TikTok. Oh, that teeny tiny wheel up there. Okay. And this one is, I know what this one is. This is the did you send me two? Because I see the expedite. Okay, I believe this is expedite. So this is for people that have paid for a chance to be on the show with me. So they paid $24 for 8 minutes, and I really, I give them my all, my best, and give a lot of meat and potatoes. But what does this give you? For the person that's going to win this is 30 minutes with me off the air to do whatever it is that you want to work on or hear or communicate with. Okay? So just so you understand, we're going to screen share this, and so you can see where I'm at. So take a look at the wheel. You can see the wheel. And these are all the people that paid for the month of August. Yes, it looks a little low because I was on vacation. And now we're back. So here we go. We're going to find out who gets to win the 30 minutes free with me off the air. Marcy Allard. Awesome. You have won. You have won. Marcy, you have won. So we will contact Marcy, and I don't think she's in the room today, but we will contact Marcy. Now we have one more, and it's for the stars. Now what happens is you play the stars game, and that gets you a chance to do it immediately. But I also take those names and I put them in and I single them out. So if you played like 5 times or, several times, I just take one for each show, and then I put that in for that week. And then I accumulate, so that you end up having your name into, whatever. You don't need the process. The process is very simple, but yet it's very confusing. So anyways, by the time for the month drawing, you have your name into the drawing. So it's my way of giving back again. Now I got to get to the right page. Good Lordy be. That's not the page. So it must be this one. Yes. All right. So that one, did you send me the stars one? Gotcha. Okay, so because that you've given me stars for whatever reasons, even when you gave me stars as a gift, even when you gave me stars in the gift, I put your name into the drawing. Okay, this is how much I appreciate everything. So now, oops, I got to share it. Doesn't do any good to play it if I don't share it. And there we go. Here we go. Oh, thank you so much. That was beautiful. Somebody sent me a crane. And here we go. Look how pretty that is. Look at how pretty that is. Brenda Judson. I thought it was going to be Marcy again. But Brenda Judson. This is the stars. So what does the stars give you? A chance. You get to win 8 minutes with me on the air. So Brenda Judson, you just won 8 minutes with me on the air. So Maud, I'm going to need you to give me that list, because I didn't write all the people that won. I did not see that. Hello, Megan. How are you? So now that we got the drawings out of the way, how did you like that? Did you like that I would make it more interactive instead of just me saying the name? It was more interactive because I feel like it's very, very important that we make this entertaining as possible as well. Okay. Brenda Judson, you're here. Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. You can cash these in today. You guys, you just have to let me know as soon as my mod writes down for this. So here we go. So what do we got here? 100 stars is for the game, 150 stars is for 2 minutes, and 200 stars for 3 minutes. I will have to write that down or post it somewhere. I will have to make sure that we get that for whatever it is I said we were going to do. We're working down and working out the details. So somebody says, well, that's not what you said before. Understand, nothing's written in stone, and everything seems to begin to evolve. And that's what's important. That's what's important. Okay. That's what's important. We're going to open this template. No, I can't. Well, shuckers. Apparently it's Father's Day over here, and this is the first day of spring. You love the visuals. Thank you so much. Okay, so if you would like a reading today, understand 100 stars get you into the stars game. We're going to get ready to play one in a few minutes, so you got the last few minutes to get into a chance to win, and then we'll play again one more time. Marsha, that's true. 150 stars get you 2 minutes, and 200 stars get you 3 minutes. Okay. Okay. So, next person is Nita for her 3 minutes because she is already paid. So Nita, we see there's something to do with unworthy. Was there a particular storyline? Oh God. Okay. They're taking me into a point where like, I'm going to talk like this. And your ego wants to go in and say, but they're, and this is where the old days where you'd be upset and you would be really gets to your goid, that about how some people act and it's like, so you're in a negative space, but you're happy about it. They said that's the happy that they want you to pay attention to as you're talking and wrapping your mind egotistically about how you're getting to understand it. This is old thing. They said this habit comes up and you're like, why does it keep coming up? And it's because you had to hide Betty services. Yeah. You had to hide your joy, and you found your joy through that. So why would you give up something in your mind, your body? The program is that's joy, and all it is hidden, and it needs to be taken, and the negative can be removed, and so you can have it. So this is how you did self-preservation. This is how you took care of yourself. But there's a part of you that this is what I refer to as is that tech part of yourself, okay, where you had to survive. You have to look a little bit more about how you survive. So there's a point that eventually you may vividly recall a great heartache and jealousy, and it was done to you, and you were able to observe and watch. And I feel like your boyfriends had girlfriends and stuff like this, but you watched how, because you didn't really have a lot of feminine aspect. So the only thing you could see was what you had in your space. So I'm going to say chulas. I'm sorry. That's what I see. Now, hopefully it's not a bad word or anything. But it was a habit. This is how a woman is supposed to be. This is how a girl is supposed to be. But it was disappointment and anger. So there's a certain amount of bitterness that this attribute of who you're supposed to be. And you were supposed to treat people as objects and stop, not really allow yourself to feel. And I'm going to tell you why. And not only because you watch it, but you didn't want to be inefficient, because this is where also on another stance besides female against female is that there was so much jealousy. It's like that was what you're supposed to see, is jealousy. And you're supposed to be the mean girl, or however it is, the thinking movie. But what they want is that habitually you've got to start to notice the joy into. So how you created joy for it to appear into a negative stance, which I know you believe you do, but you're going to start doing L3D, because you can't appear to be weak. Now, when you start healing this, you're not going to be weak. You'll rise. But you will be meeting with these people to show you that you can pass your test. So definitely a little left wrist, third position, nice and deep. Okay? That's what I would like you to do. Now, we're going to look at Amanda. So, Amanda, one of the things I see is that I hate when this happens. Oh, my God. And how you even know what to and be and all of this is that when you were younger, you could feel it. So how they want me to explain is that when my sister was carrying me, she screamed, and the shrill of her scream went into my body. So I knew what fear was. So when you look at, I hate this, notice that is your own definition, but begin to notice you felt that from other people. When you felt that, I feel like you're forced to have to play it out. The energy they bring into the space, and then the shit show that has to occur afterwards. But there's something to do with the efforts are unreceived. So you've learned to give you didn't give it your time of day. What I'm seeing is that, so when we're younger, it's one way. You hit 13 and then you become the opposite. Usually the duality, because you're trying to fight out of what you grew up to. And you haven't let that go, but yet at the same time, the scared little girl is getting much stronger. She doesn't have to really feel that. And there's something about efforts are unreceived. This is for Amanda Gibbs. This efforts are unreceived. Because as soon as you put the efforts out there, you hear negative feedback. And it crushes you. But you only know that because you felt how your mother was. She crushed it. She felt crushed when, oh my God, you burned the food again. And she was crushed. And you could feel that how much is hurt. How much is hurt. So now I'm looking at how certain habits, my life just ended. Thank God. Okay, here we go. Amanda, we're going to start over again. One of the things I see is there's this impending, and it's this impending that you're going to feel this from this person. You did when you were little, but you felt this impending from somebody else. You felt this loftiness of energy, not just from people, but you felt this, your emotions. When people bring energy into the space, they are not responsible for it. They just know that it can bowl people over or persuade to get what they want. But you're kind of addicted to that. So your body says, this is who I am. This is my identity. I have to feel this way. I said, so does it have a lot to do with anxiety? No, I'm pretty much running from this compelled everything else. And then it hurt. You learn the hurt. And because you felt that, the hurt is created a lofty to the point where you're like, God, I hate that. And so it becomes a self-preservation. You're growing. You're growing. And the one thing you don't want to do is let people down. You're like, I don't want to let people down. I don't want people to feel like I've let them down. And you don't want to feel this. You don't want to feel this. And I feel like you had let your mother down at one point, and your mother got mad, and you got the backlash of that. And so where did your happy go? So this is where I feel like a lot of the anxieties come from. Does this make any sense, Amanda? Because some people would just keep ranting on and on and on, get fanatical about it. And there's a certain amount of frustration that has come through, which causes you to feel muddled. So when you started to see the mirror of your children saying something to you, even though it may have been in joking form, you felt how your mother felt. You felt that. So that's the filter. It'll constantly show up as this particular filter. And what happens is that it causes you to feel depressed. I don't know if you're aware of that it will start to kick in, but then it totally makes sense. Excellent. So what they want you to do is that it causes you to feel like you're over concerned, that you've done something wrong, and you have all these different feelings, and it doesn't make sense. Like last night, I'm sitting there, I feel like I've done something wrong. I'm gonna get yelled at, and I'm like, I'm just sitting there doing nothing. What do I do? And so we're gonna look for those feelings, like you recognize. Oh, wait, what? So do you understand? Oh, so you're gonna do some L1D because you started to separate yourself from your heart to some degree. And what occurred was that the fanatical nature to which people responded. Now, has anybody ever said, oh, you're just like your mother? Don't take offense. It's just that there's a programs that you're ready to look at. L1D, left wrist, first position deep. Okay. You're ready. So you have a lot of emotions that are coming in. I just want you to sit. Like I said, when I sat there last night, I was like, oh, I think I just got in trouble. That feeling state of how I know. It says activate a stars party. I don't know how to do